Hi everyone, it's Adriana, and today we're going to be making a breakable heart using white and cookies and cream chocolate. So breakable heart's super cute trend right now where we create a chocolate shell that we can hide things underneath and then give it to the recipient who then breaks it open to reveal the treats inside. This idea is from Cake It To Me. I will leave a link to her video down below so you can check out the original smash cake. And we're going to add a little bit of a twist to her idea because most of these hearts are made just of chocolate. But I think the key here for creativity is to think of this heart as chocolate bark and not a chocolate shell. Because when you think of it that way, there are so many things that we can add to the underside of the shell that'll make it really exciting and tasty when it gets broken open. So I'm going to do a cookies and cream version, but you can add nuts, dried fruit, other candies and cookies, whatever you like, peppermint, even for the holidays, whatever you like to eat in chocolate bark. So you can use lots of silicone molds to make these breakable hearts. This is probably the most popular one. It's a large geometric heart. This one uses about 4.5 ounces of chocolate. This is my mini breakable heart mold, and this uses about 2.5 ounces of chocolate. But I'm going to be using this double heart mold today. It's a pretty large mold. It uses about 7 to 8 ounces of chocolate, but I really like this mold because the result is absolutely stunning and it has a lot of area underneath. So if you wanted to hide something a little bit larger for your recipient, I think this is a good mold. Okay, so whenever you're making a breakable heart from a silicone mold, it's always going to require 2 coats of chocolate. And that's just because you need that thickness to be able to remove the chocolate from the mold without breaking it. And I'm going to split this into 2 parts. So 7 to 8 ounces total for this mold. So I'm doing 4 ounces right here. And it's Mercken's white compound chocolate that I've melted on 30-second intervals on high power in the microwave. And because this is a form of chocolate, you do need an oil-based coloring. So here I have Color Mill in Candy. So this coloring step is also why I'm splitting my chocolate into 2 parts. So for this top coat, I wanted to dye it pink because although I love the flavor of cookies and cream with white chocolate, I don't think it's very appealing looking for the outside of this huge chocolate heart. So that's why I'm splitting it into 2 parts, and I can get this really pretty pink color on the outside. And then on the underside, I have that yummy cookies and cream layer. So pour all of that 4 ounces of colored chocolate into your mold and then pick it up and just start rotating the mold so that the chocolate coats the entire interior of your mold. And because there is a bit of an underside with these types of molds, I like to take a paintbrush and just bring the chocolate all the way up to the edge to make sure that everything is nice and covered. Now you should be using at least 3 to 4 ounces to do this first coat, but if you see that there are any areas that look really thick and you need to dump out the excess, you can go ahead and do that and then place the mold in the fridge to firm up for about 5 to 10 minutes. And while that's firming up, you can prepare the second coat of chocolate. And here I just have another 4 ounces of white compound chocolate, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of ground Oreo cookies. Then go ahead and give it a good stir. And if you find that your chocolate is starting to set, it's because when we add things into chocolate, it lowers the temperature of it, and so it might prematurely set before we actually get to pour it into the mold. So you can put it back in the microwave for about 10 to 20 seconds to raise the temperature and make it a little bit more fluid and easier to work with. Alright, once your chocolate is nice and set, it's time to add the cookies and cream layer. If you let your chocolate set in the fridge like I do, it may be that your chocolate and mold are on the colder side. So if you pour all of your second coat in, it might start to firm up really quickly before you're able to spread it all around in a nice thin layer. So I like to work in batches. So work on 1 heart first, cover that, and then pour the second half on the second heart and start spreading that around. And I like to use a paintbrush. It's just easier, especially with this cookies and cream chocolate. It's kind of lumpy and doesn't like to spread as evenly as just regular chocolate. So it's just a little bit more helpful. And then once the interior surface has been covered, I like to go around one more time just to make sure that that top edge is completely covered. It's just going to make it easier for you when you remove this thing from the mold to make sure that that's nice and thick. Then place it in the fridge till it's nice and firm for at least 10 minutes. Now the first thing that we're going to do is gently scrape off any excess chocolate that's attached to the mold on the top. That's just going to make it harder for us to pull the edges away. Then just remove the edge from all of the chocolate. So just pull the edge cleanly away, and if you used all of this chocolate, it should be nice and firm. You shouldn't have to worry about breaking any of the sides if you have even coverage, but you just want to pull the mold away from the sides. Then I find the easiest way to remove these chocolates from the mold is just locate the narrowest part, because that's going to create the least amount of tension. So we just want to uncover the mold from the chocolate on the most narrow part. So with single hearts, it's usually the V region or the bottom of the heart. In this double heart mold, it's actually the side. So what we want to do is just pull the mold up from that side, place it flat down on your countertop and just peel the silicone away from the chocolate. So this is what the finished double heart looks like. It has a really shiny surface because of the interior finish on that silicone mold. It's really beautiful, and we have style and substance here because it's got a beautiful pink on the outside and it's got that really yummy inside layer of cookies and cream chocolate. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble our treat box. And I like to work from biggest to smallest, or the center of attention to the little surrounding items. So the center of attention obviously is going to be this breakable heart. So we're going to fill it with some fruity candy because there's a lot of chocolate in this box. So I like to kind of mix it up a little bit. Then we'll go ahead and add some Oreo cake truffles and white chocolate covered strawberries. Then go ahead and add some fresh flowers or fake flowers if you like. I've gotten lots of questions about what type I use. These are organic roses. This is typically what's used for cake decorating because it is touching food. But if you can't find organic roses, what you can do is partition the flowers off to one side using a piece of cardboard, and then place your food on the other side if that makes you more comfortable. Okay, and then we'll finish up with the very smallest item to fill in any of the open spaces, and these are just strawberry marshmallows.